Hey everybody, already did this job. I figured I'd go over it, give you guys a video. It's a low coolant light on the dash. Everybody thinks it's the sensor. It's not. Your water bottle will be full, coolant bottle will be full, and the light's still on. It's not the sensor, it's the float inside the tank. The sensor goes up in the bottom, probably about the center of the tank, up in the bottom in its own little cavity. It don't even get wet. And then there's a float that goes around that and goes up and down with the fluid level. That float either sticks or goes bad and it stops working. So the real fix is a new bottle with everything new. I started this job by taking out the breather first. There's a bolt here. One bolt holds it down. Take these out. Take this loose and just pop this and set it over on the side over there. On the battery tray, disconnect your battery, take your battery out. There's a hold down right there for the battery. 13 millimeter, 4 bolts here. There's 2 bolts underneath that hold the battery tray that you can't see or get to even after you take this out. There's 2 rubber grommets that this pushes down into, so all you got to do is pop it when you pull it out. So you got to go down to the wheel well, and if you look up in here, there are 2 screws that go up in the battery box that have to come out. And then you got to take out the screws around the perimeter of the wheel well. I don't know, 6 or 8, something like that. And then once you get all the screws out, this piece just pops off. And then lay it to the side and then pry your wheel well down, because it sits over top of the fender right there. There's a 90 in the fender. It goes around. Just pull it out and pull it past that, and then wiggle your wheel well down just enough. You ain't got to take it clean out, just enough to get a ratchet and socket up in there to take your 2 13 millimeter bolts out. And then once you get that out, there's a cover right here on the side. There's a side inlet and a front inlet on this air box, and that battery box does not want to come past that deal, so you have to take this little side cover off, and it no bolts. It's just literally 2 push-in plastic retainers that hold it there. You take that out of the way, and then you can push the duck in with your hand and get your battery box on up out of there. And then it's just 2 bolts that hold the reservoir in. One there and one right there. And then on the back side, it just goes down over a stud with rubber grommets. Just pull it up after you get your nuts off of your studs there, and she'll come right on out of there. You got a hose on the bottom. You got these 2 little hoses on the top. One goes here, one goes here. One comes over to the radiator. Take them off. They are permanent clamps, so you're going to need 2 water hose clamps, 2 small water hose clamps. And other than that, just put her back together and fill her up. No special procedure in filling her up. I overfill them just a little bit because it's going to burp a little and take a little more. It's pretty much been setting for a few days. I ran it probably for an hour or so, and it's almost right on the money. Maybe use a pint, but that shuts the light off. Don't forget to unplug your sensor before you start pulling that jug up out of there. It's real easy to unplug. Just a clip. Just pull the clip and pull it down. That's about it, folks.